everyone. I hope everyone's day has been going well so far. Today we are here to present our idea for the newest web app designed specifically for UF students, GatorStudyCentral. Our team is the immutable innovators of incalculable intellect.
My name is Jackson Culper. I'm the product manager on our team. I'll be making sure our product, as it's being developed, is just in line with the vision, staying with the goals in mind. I'll also be jumping in on back-end development. Since we are a team of 3 limited resources, I will be doing that as well.
My name is Mark Sweeney, and I'm the Scrum Master for our team. My role is to facilitate our agile process, ensuring that our team stays on track and meets our sprint goals efficiently. I help manage our workflow, remove any blockers, and make sure we are continuously improving. Essentially, I'm here to keep us organized, communicate progress, and ensure we are delivering a high-quality product on time.
My name is Shelton Joseph, and I'm a developer for our team. My role is to work together with the other developers to achieve our sprint goals. As a developer, I'll be doing a lot of the hands-on work for each sprint. Next slide. So we were tasked with identifying a gap in the experience of a specific demographic and creating a solution to fill that gap. One issue we noticed that affected many UF students was that many found it difficult to connect with study groups. Large lectures and busy schedules made meeting classmates and networking in person rather difficult. Students will often find themselves in classes without any friends. While there are many social platforms that students use, none of them are really adept for the creation of study groups. The anonymous nature of Discord makes it difficult to easily find classmates you know. GroupMe doesn't really include any specific features for UF students. Next slide. In light of these issues, we have decided to create a web app designed specifically for UF students to find classmates and study groups. To ensure that all users are in fact UF students, we will implement a user authentication system which requires a UF email. The main feature of the application will be a study group creation and search functionality. We will also implement features to connect with and manage friends. This will require user profiles for all users. The user will also be able to message both friends and study groups they join. Our user interface will be created using the React library. Our backend will be created using Node with the Express framework. Our networking will utilize RESTful API. We chose these applications because they're widely used and they have plenty of documentation for when we need help. For security, we'll implement password hashing. And here's the architectural design that we'll base our web application off of. And we'll be employing Azure DevOps as a project management service.
So as we're sort of developing and deploying this app, there are some various risks we really want to be considering here. Our goal is to create a really high quality products that will be safe for our users, high quality for them, and just used the way it's intended. So our first risk we're sort of looking at here is unauthorized access. While this may limit our user base, we only aim for current UF students to be accessing this web app. To do this, as Shelton said, we will likely be implementing a sort of UF email verification to register. Ideally, we would go to the UF ID system, but we don't believe we'll be getting access to that. So a UFL email is going to be our choice for that. This is a low probability of people trying to get into this that aren't UF students, but it could be a high impact if it's a real malicious user. Second, we're looking at the misuse of the product. Again, we just really want to maintain integrity and trust with our users, make sure this app is being used for what it's intended for. And we're going to aim to design it in a way that kind of mitigates spam, devious intentions, things like that. This is also maybe a low to medium probability, but it could have a significant impact, not on the functionality of the app, but of the reputation and integrity we have with our users. Third is data security. This is somewhat of a risk, but could have a really high impact, which is, malicious users outside of the user base kind of trying to hack in and obtain user data. This would be, catastrophic for our users. We don't want their information getting out. To sort of combat this, we're planning to use hash passwords with SHA-256, 256-bit hashes, maybe even adding salt into those hashes as well. Our fourth sort of risk we're looking at here is scalability. As the app grows, it could be difficult to sort of display the content in a good way to the user, And also, as our data grows, we need to sort of look at this trade-off between keeping a complete historical record of data and also having our data model be concise and performing well. This is, a decent probability of happening as our app grows, and it could have a considerable impact on users.
So user stories are an essential part of our development process because they help us design features that directly address the needs of our users. For Gator Study Central, we identified 3 key user stories that form the foundation of our app. First, user registration. As UF student, I want to sign up using my UF email so I can securely access the platform. This ensures that only UF students use this app, keeping study groups relevant to our campus community. Second, searching for study groups. As a student, I want to be able to search for study groups and filter by course, date, and session type, whether in person or online. This feature makes it easier to find like-minded peers in the same classes. Finally, creating study sessions. As a user, I'm going to create and manage my own study sessions, including setting a name, description, location, and group size. This allows students to organize their own study groups instead of relying on random connections. By defining these user stories, we ensure that our app is useful, user-friendly, and meets the needs of UF students. The product backlog is a dynamic list of all the features and enhancements we plan to implement, ranked by priority and difficulty. This structured approach ensures that we develop the most important features first while maintaining a steady workflow. At the top of our backlog is user registration, requiring students to sign up using their UF email. This is a high priority feature because it secures access to the app and prevents unauthorized users. Next, we have a study group search, allowing users to filter groups by course, instructor, and session type. This is a core function of our app and was assigned high priority with story point value of 5. Other critical features include managing friends, searching for study rooms, creating study sessions, and messaging. Messaging in particular has the highest story point value, 8, because it involves real-time communication. By organizing our backlog in this way, we ensure efficiency, allowing the team to work on high-impact features first while planning ahead for future iterations. This approach helps us stay on track while remaining flexible to user feedback. Sprint 1 was carefully planned to balance development, workload, and impact. We determined our team's velocity by dividing the total story points in our backlog across multiple sprints. Given our calculations, we estimated 17 points per sprint, meaning we aimed to complete features that total around 17 story points in this cycle. With this in mind, we prioritized the most essential features. First, user registration was selected since it's required for students to access the app. Without registration, users wouldn't be able to interact with any other features. Next, searching for study groups was included because it is one of the primary functions of the platform. This feature is crucial for helping students find peers in their classes. We also focused on creating study sessions, a feature that allows users to schedule meetings and manage their own study groups. Lastly, messaging was included in Sprint 1 to enable direct communication between students and study groups. By structuring Sprint 1 around these core features, we ensure that we build a strong foundation for the app while allowing room for iterative improvements in future sprints.
So far, some of the concerns and challenges we've expressed here have been related to user security, data gathering, and scalability. At this moment, some of these are semi-unknowns that will really become clear as we dive into the development work of Sprint 1, and we kind of look toward the further steps toward completion of this project. And as we move forward into developing Sprint 1 and planning Sprint 2, our product is really going to start coming together here. While Sprint 0 has brought loads of planning and vision for the product and a clear path forward, Sprint 1, we'll start seeing some real features on the screen here, and we will start running test cases, log in as users, and gain some of that functionality that we're aiming to have here. So this brings us to the end of Sprint 0. We now have a clear and solid plan moving into Sprint 1. We've identified this sort of gap. You have community experiences of finding groups to study with. The existing apps for this sort of lack the functionality that we think the users are looking for. And we've kind of mapped out that functionality, and that's what we're aiming to bring here. From here, we're looking forward to getting stakeholder feedback and later even user feedback. As we roll out a prototype, this will become a bigger priority at the end. And this is the end of our presentation. We appreciate your time and get ready to experience Gator Study Central.
All right, good job, everyone. You can stop the recording now or continue, up to you. I like the